Hello everyone. Thank you very much for watching the Logic Slot channel. I'm Nasir Khan, and in this video I'm going to do a full movie review of the Pakistani movie Waar. Alright, so whether you like this film or not, whether you like this type of film or not, which is like, army action films, which obviously there is an element of propaganda there. And whatever you think about the film, the bottom line is that this film will always remain a very significant film in the history of Pakistani cinema. You can pretty much divide New Age Pakistani cinema from the Maula Jatt era by this film. Shoaib Mansoor had been doing films. He had made a couple of films which were, a breakaway from what Lollywood was essentially churning out. But this film was the one that made it commercially viable. I think it made 34 crore rupees globally, and it was made for like $2 million. So overall, I think it kind of broke even, which for a film of this budget was a pretty big thing. You will always have, like, from Partition all the way till Maula Jatt as one era of Pakistani cinema, then Maula Jatt to Waar as the second era of Pakistani cinema, and then Waar onwards as the third one. So you cannot escape the movie Waar, no matter how much you try, because it's a milestone film. So Waar has to have the best teaser that came out of Pakistani cinema that I have seen so far. Alright, and this film had a teaser, a 2-minute long teaser that came out like a year before the trailer did. And the trailer was 2.5 minutes long as well. But the teaser by itself was, something that just completely shocked me and probably shocked everyone else as well, because you were not talking about, Pakistani film industry going Bollywood level. You were now talking Pakistani film industry going Hollywood level. If you haven't seen the teaser, I know that people have watched the trailer, but if you have not watched the teaser, please go ahead and watch that, because that is probably the best. Even trailers and teasers combined for Pakistani films, that's probably the best one that ever came out. And it created the buzz for this film in a way that I don't think has been created for any other film since maybe Punjab Nahi Jaungi, but not with the same shock value that Waar had actually done. It has an opening sequence that I would actually categorize in the top 10 best opening sequences that I have seen in any film, Hollywood, Bollywood, Pakistani cinema, anything. So the first 5 minutes, really well done. It just gets you attracted to the film. The police academy attack scene is also very well done. It's also very interesting. So it's not just a well-made scene. It's very interesting with how they actually carried out that attack. And what is really haunting is the fact that it's an actual incident. So these things really happen. The English language in the film is completely distracting. I think that the makers thought that they can make a film in English and internationally people would receive it better. Look, people who watch international films outside of Pakistan, they are perfectly comfortable reading subtitles. Right? So you don't have to make the film in English. The objective was that they wanted to have a conversation with the rest of the world, and that part is in English, and the part where they wanted to have a conversation with Pakistanis, that part is in Urdu. It's probably not the best experiment that you can do by making a film in English. It worked very well for them, because I think that people, since the picturization of the film was so Hollywood style, then the English language kind of drew people towards the cinema as well, that this is an English film. But maybe that's what worked for them. But otherwise, I think even the actors, they were all at 50%, not because they're bad actors. A lot of these actors might be comfortable with the English language. They might be talking in English language, but it's like a mixture of Urdu and English. It's not just every conversation you are having, even inside your house, is in English. So I think that Ayesha Khan and Hamza Abbasi and Shamoon Abbasi, Shaan, they're all much better actors than they showed in Waar because of the language. Overall, this film is actually a little boring. The script is not very interesting, but it is the cinematography is so good, and the pacing of the film is so good that it doesn't let the boring aspect of the script overshadow the other thing. So overall, you're still hooked. You still watch the entire film, and you still come out with a good experience. Although it's driven more by just the photography and the visuals in the film rather than um, the actual script. The dialogue is nothing special either. It's original, but it's not that great. I mean, probably the best dialogue that I've heard, if you watch my Punjab Nahi Jaungi movie review, that's like great dialogue that you can have. The background soundtrack is done very well. I didn't even know that there were people in Pakistan who could do soundtracks, background soundtracks for films like that. But this one is done very, very well. So all kudos to the background music director. Ramal, who is the character played by Shamoon Abbasi, he has the larger than life stuff going for him, but it starts getting into Mogambo territory, right? So the purely evil guy, I think that's a very dated concept. I think now it probably works in superhero films, but in like army action films, I think the character needed to have a bit more depth than just he just keeps killing people and then starts laughing about it and always is killing them in a very flamboyant manner. I think Shamoon Abbasi played it very well. I think it was just a very shallow character that was written for him. Shaan actually is the most impressive actor in this film. I talked about English language a little bit earlier. Even in the English language dialogue delivery, Shaan is the best one that comes out from all the other actors. Every time I watch Shaan, I always also have the image of him, in Punjabi movies playing like a Gujjar. And when you do that with Waar and you say, well, this is the range of the actor, just that range is very, very impressive. Ayesha Khan is also quite good, but she doesn't have that many dialogues in the film. But when she delivers them fine. Ram Gopal Verma tweeted to Bilal Lashari saying that you've made a great film, which I think was like a very surprising thing for everyone. I am myself a big fan of Ram Gopal Verma's films, and the fact that he tweeted like that. First of all, we were wondering whether this is a real tweet or a fake account, but it turned out to be an actual account. Surprised at how Ram Gopal Verma actually watched the film within like one day of release. So my overall rating for this film is 3.5 out of 5. It's higher than both Yalghar and Malik, and both those reviews are on the channel if you want to watch them. If I had just given this film a rating on face value, I would have probably given it like 2.5 out of 5. The reason I gave it 3.5 out of 5, one, because it's a significant film, but I also gave it 3.5 out of 5 because that's exactly what they promised they would show you in the film, right? So they promised slick army action, and this film is full of slick army action. And they showed in the trailer that this is a film in English language, so there should be no surprises when you went to watch the film. But yes, the points do get docked for having a relatively boring storyline and for having the dialogues in English. All right, so that was my review of the Pakistani film Waar. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more reviews of Pakistani movies, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, thank you very much and have a nice day.